Hello, happy Easter, everyone. Hopefully, you are having a great day. Hopefully, you have people around you who really love and care about you. And I hope that this is also a day that we come closer to the Lord, you know, get to know Jesus and realize that, He's here for us, every one of us. That's something we have to come to realize. Sometimes we don't feel like, we're blessed. But sometimes blessings can come with a disguise that we don't quite understand. Um, Blessings in disguise. Exactly. Anyways, my whole focus of this channel really is trying to raise the consciousness of everyone on the planet that chooses to watch these videos. Um, you know, Going back to our origins of creation, we're all one, whether we're a soul who's actually from this planet, or we're an ET soul that's from many other planets that we could be from. We're just kind of learning. We've only technically been around, on this planet for not very long. Every time we start to figure things out, some big event happens and wipes out a bunch of people, wipes out who knows what. But what I'm really trying to say here is that we. Sorry, I had to itch there. But is what I'm really trying to get at is that what we think we know is like this little tiny bit of it. And sometimes that little tiny bit isn't even it. Like, that's not even the real truth. So we're starting to learn, right now is a real learning process that we are all going through. And I really believe that studying into ascension and 4D activation is very worth your time. Very worth your time. Even if it's something that doesn't happen in this lifetime, it's something that if we put into our consciousness, it can stay with us. You know, we can remember things from our past lives through different methods. It's like a hypnotist method. There's a few other methods I'm forgetting right off the top of my head, but yeah, there have been many people who have started to remember past life. Whether it was, oh hey, I was here, or what it was. There's people who have remembered very, very detailed information, and once they remembered it, they actually went and they found out that, like, okay, yeah, this was actually buried here. I remembered it was, and I came back in this new body and I found it. Okay, that's actually happened before. So what I'm getting at is that I really want to focus on making this channel just put things out there to help raise our consciousness level up and up and up until we really understand what's going on, and the fact that, we are really in a spiritual war right now, okay? Even for many, many people who believe in Jesus, there's a lot of us who have this kind of disconnection going on. We're like, yeah, we really do believe in it, and I'm not even really just. I've kind of a little bit got past that stage, actually, but I'm just speaking from where I was at one point in time. I felt like, this is not what it seems like. Like, maybe there is no savior, and well, come to find out that we are our own savior. Okay, we're not gonna get rescued from the despair going on we're not going to get rescued from our own creation, okay? We have put ourselves here. Some of us have chose to be here, even though some of us came from a higher density. Okay, right now we're in third density, and we are transforming into fourth density, like right now. Okay, this is very live. That's why the sun is so bright and big and different color. And okay, this is all part of a Christ consciousness event. Okay, we're all starting to wake up, and when we wake up, good things are going to happen, guys. Okay, and now we're not talking about us getting saved. Like I said, that is for us to do. Okay, we have to be those people. We have to help each other. That is the biggest thing about life on this planet that we have to learn. We have to learn how to love each other. And that starts with loving yourself, okay? You have to love yourself. You cannot properly love somebody else until you have learned to love. And not only love, with love comes forgive yourself, okay? You have to forgive yourself and others. That's the only way it's going to work, okay? And with that comes service to others. I'm going to keep repeating these messages. I'm sorry, but this is what we need to learn. Okay, this is coming straight from our guardians. Not joking. A lot of people think that, oh, that's funny or that's crazy or whatever it may be. But no, really, there are many different extraterrestrial groups. Okay? There's many of them. The secret space program was very real. It's not some made up thing. Okay, there's many people who were involved with this program who directly had contact with extraterrestrials. Okay, not only contact, but they worked with them. They exchanged things with them. Okay, that's part of our history that we have to come to understand and accept and acknowledge. And the biggest thing that is a threat to us is not knowing, okay? It's considered a national security threat to keep this covered up, okay? They need us to realize that they do exist and that they do have our best interest in mind, but we have created our own karma, guys. Okay, whether it was in this lifetime or a past lifetime, okay, our people before us, like, this is a big chain event, and we've created our own karma, and we have to deal with it, okay? And it's tough. We can't look away, though. We have to deal with it. And that's really what inspires me to make this channel. Okay, this started off as just an account for a very long time until about roughly 2 months ago I turned this into a channel because I had gathered such amazing intel from people who really know what's going on, okay? Not these guys that are like, oh yeah, this could exist, or, you know, we don't know. You know, okay, a lot of the channels that you're going to find out there are going to tell you what's going to keep them safe. They might know more. Sometimes they might not, but sometimes they do know more than what they let out, okay? And sometimes they don't, but a lot of people are really looking out for their own protection. You feel me? Because they got family and everything, and that's fine. I am just a single man. I'm 29 years old. I don't have any kids. I have very little family. So to me, this isn't a big deal. To me, delivering the truth to people outweighs what could happen to me by a lot. Okay? I'm no longer necessarily afraid of death because I heavily do believe in reincarnation. I think that that is very real, and it's up to us right now, right here and now, okay, right here and now, to shape our karma for when we die, we're going to be in our spiritual body, and the time that it's going to take us to reincarnate directly involves with our karma. Okay, if we have a lot of bad karma, a lot of bad baggage following us, we've done a lot of bad things and we haven't forgave people and we haven't forgave ourselves, and this karma is just there and we're not taking care of it, well, guess what? That's where we're gonna have to take a longer time out, okay, for our sins. Okay, that's real. It's not necessarily a heaven and hell sort of a thing. It's like we're gonna be in timeout mode until we pay for our sins, our karma. Okay, we're gonna have to pay for that. So that's why it's very important to stop thugging it out and stealing from people and breaking people's heart and doing all these really bad things to people. Okay, like, this is what I'm trying to say. We got to stop these things. Okay, because not only does that hurt other people, but even if you refuse to accept it, it does directly hurt you. And it might not at first. You might get away with a whole lot of stuff before something really slaps you up. But on my word, it will slap you up. Whether it's in this lifetime or next lifetime or the transition in between. And the transition in between is something that I think we should all take very serious, because I do believe our experience during that time will be either good or bad based on what did we do. Were we more of service to others, or did we only care about ourselves? You know, things like that. Did we learn how to love people? That's a huge one. Not many of us know how to truly love somebody, okay? Like, yeah, we might think we do, but the truth is, I mean, a lot of us really don't, you know, and we might try very hard, but that's why this inner work that I'm talking about is so important to do, and why I am single right now. After my last relationship, I can't continue to repeat the same things over and over and over again, okay? And we're going to keep attracting problems in our life if we don't first step back and fix ourselves completely. Okay, once our head is and our soul is all synced up in the right place, that's when we're going to find the right people to come into our life. Okay, so yeah, I'm just not with the jumping around from relationship to relationship to anymore, you know. I want to take the time to hopefully, you know, if I do get in another relationship again, that it's going to be a good one, and there's not going to be manipulation on either sides, and, you know, we have to create that. We manifest our own reality. That's one thing that I am learning loud and clear, everyone, is we do manifest our own what happens to us and the people we meet, and everything is tied to our own energy. So if we're carrying around all this negativity and bad thoughts, okay, that's gonna attract likewise people. And so I'm in this transition stage where, you know, I have a couple friends that I talk to, like, on the phone and stuff, but that's really it. I have, you know, my grandma's still alive, one grandma, the only grandma I have left now, and I really love her, and we do communicate. And as far as, I mean, I don't really talk too much to my mom or my dad. My dad is currently drinking himself to death, literally. He's been doing it for years, and I just met my dad geez, what was it? About 9 years ago now. When I was 20 years old, I met my dad for the first time, and he was unfortunately, a bad influence. And so I had to eventually make a decision whether I want to, stick with this whole family, because I grew up on the Fast and Furious and stuff, like that was an amazing movie that really taught us some great values. And I think that I wanted to hold on to all these people, because, like my dad, like I met him because that's family, and my mom and stuff because that's family. And, now, today, we don't talk. We just don't. We don't really see eye to eye. My dad would not quit drinking himself, literally to the point of where his liver was shutting down, and he had a huge belly from not being able to go to the bathroom like normal, and just all these bad things that come with heavy drinking. He'd be on that cheapest bottle he could get of vodka every day, and it just destroys a person. And I'm glad to have went through that and got past my alcohol stage, because I know many people much older than me still struggle with alcohol a whole lot. And it was seeing the self-destruction from my dad that really opened my eye and made me realize, because at that point in time when I first met my dad, I was still partying it up. I was still drinking it. I was still drugging it. I was still thugging it. I was still doing the thing and selling shit and doing shit, but like I finally have reached a point where I grew up, 2014 was a time that started to really change my life. I got caught with under a gram of meth in Billings, Montana, where I'm from, and they took that shit serious out there, and they gave me 5 years of felony probation for it. So I had to check in all the time, do so many UAs and all this stuff. Like, it was something I never want to go through again. That's for sure. I went to jail many, many times while on 5 years of probation for smoking marijuana, though. I was like, hey, check it out. Like, I realized that, doing hard drugs and drinking has been my problem. My problems haven't been from marijuana, so, and it's helping me not do these other things in the process. So guess what? I'm going to keep doing it. And I mean, I guess you guys can keep throwing me in jail or whatever you feel like you need to do, but I'm going to keep doing what I know that I have to do in order to stay away from these harder drugs. And it was really hard to get rid of that crowd of people. And that's another reason why today I don't, I do most of my interaction online or over the phone with people, because luckily I'm strong enough to, even if I'm in a situation where people are using drugs around me, I fully have many times already just walked away. Like, nah, that ain't from me. Like, I'm cool. I've been there and I've done that, and I'm cool. Because I don't want anything associated with that lifestyle at all. So that's just me. I just feel like it has really helped shape me to motivate myself to want to come together and make a channel. And why this is such a struggle is because while in that drug scene, okay, one of my homies from high school was all spun out on dope one night and kicked his girlfriend out in a blizzard. Basically, it was really cold out and it was snowing and it was nasty out, and she had nowhere to go, and she walked to where I was staying with my dad at the time, because she was like, she knew that it was a safe place to be. We would at least, protect her and stuff. But anyways, she got there and was instantly blowing him up, trying to call him up and be like, hey, where can you please come and get me? This is bullshit. Like, it's freezing outside. I'm at your homies because I didn't know where else to go. I'm on the west end of Billings, and it's a really spread out area. So, anyways, well, he was all twacked out with a bunch of his homies and thought that she was seeing me or something, and his mind wasn't right at all. He just kicked her out of the freaking car and then turns around and accusing us of this, like, what the fuck. Anyways, crazy ass story. I got involved in some stuff I shouldn't have with them, but I got in the car with him and his homies, and I sat in the front seat, and I felt something not right instantly. I was like, okay, something's going on with this. Because why am I sitting in the front seat and my homeboy's behind me, and he's got somebody else driving his car, and his other homies in the back? Like, I'm a man though. I'm gonna take it. So, I ain't gonna just run away like, oh, something ain't right, whatever. I took it. So we pulled away from my dad in their car, and I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and we get about a quarter mile down the road, still in the trailer court, but and all of a sudden he called my name, and I look back, and right as I look back to look at him, I met with a kind of like a railroad punch type of bar that was close to a foot long. It had like the stop sign shape, so it was jagged all the way around, and he had like tape wrapped around the bottom of it, which was like where it came down to a punch, and used that as a handle. And anyways, I turn around and split my head right here. I got a scar. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I saw about a couple inches at least of my skull. All right, when this was all said and done. Long story short, I was able to get the bar from him after he hit me. The second time he tried to hit me, I blocked it with this part of my knuckles. They're really solid from doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and then I blocked it again with my other hand. And then when he went to swing again, I had it timed and I grabbed it, and we were fighting for it. And I'm in the front seat over here, and he's in the back seat behind, diagonal from me. And so while we're fighting for the bar, the driver leans over and opens my door, and then while that happens, the person sitting behind me is ready, and as soon as I get that bar from my ex-homie, as soon as I grab that from him, the driver and the person behind me worked together and pushed me out that open door. Like, the second I grabbed that bar, I was just coming back and gripping what was going on and about to swing on these cats, and yeah, they pushed me out the car, and I rolled out the car, and they burned off out of there. They got out of there. They were terrified. And anyways, so that's caused some connection issues up here a little bit. This was years ago, but it's really not been quite the same to try to do something as simple as talk to you guys. That ability has been kind of taken it's taken a toll on me, I'll put it that way. But I still am a very intelligent person who really dives deep into this content that I am bringing you guys. and especially like the Kill DMC as Tupac, like there is so much behind that when you first look at it, like I did, when I first seen this whole thing, I was like, I listened to a couple songs and I'm like, y'all are crazy. You think that's Tupac? Man, there ain't no way. That fool doesn't sound like, I was just like the majority of people, okay? I was like, nah, there ain't no way. But at the same time, I knew Tupac was alive. I knew that he faked his death. It was all part of Machiavelli. It was all part of the plan, okay? He had it planned out at least since 93, which was the year that I was born. Coincidence. Anyways, because I already knew that he wasn't dead before I even looked into anything. And I carried this with me through all these years. And then I finally decided, like, I'm going to look into this. And then I did. And once you really dive into a Kill DMC, you realize that's Tupac, man. He's calling out Suge Knight in his songs. He's saying, the Why Ain't Sign with Suge in one of his songs. And in that same song, he talked about being homies with Snoop Dogg. And, I mean, there's coincidence after coincidence after coincidence. The biggest thing of it is, besides the fact that in his interview he said, when y'all turn your back on me, I'm going to turn my back on y'all, and we won't have nothing to talk about. I'm going to go ahead and just cut my nose up, you know what I'm saying, and bug out. Okay, that's exactly what he said. And that's exactly what he did. Alright? So that explains his looks. He altered them. No, and for his voice, people are like, oh, that don't sound like him. That don't sound like him. Well, okay, but go and actually listen to his music and listen to what he says. Okay? But the main thing that he says is, I adjust my tone and let my skills walk. So, and he says different things like this in many interviews and songs, okay? He adjusts the tone of his voice. It's not that hard to do. There's a program that you can run right through a microphone. I mean, there's many ways to adjust the tone of your voice. So, please, people, just because you don't sound, it's all a stage. This is all staged. People can wear masks. People can... I mean, there's videos out there that really show you how to completely change your entire appearance without any surgery. You can have a full head of hair, okay? A full head of hair, and there is ways to tuck that away. And, I mean, you'd have to actually watch the video to believe it, but, they use, like, what was it, like, I don't think it was necessarily like tinfoil, but like plastic or something, mixed with like makeup. So they really match, like they cover it all up, and so it's all tucked away real nice. And then they make a skin cap over your head. Okay. Anyways, sorry, I'm getting really off topic here, which is kind of what I do anyways. But anyways, I hope that y'all enjoy this video. I'm not going to ramble on any longer. I realize I've been rambling on for a long time, but, I just wanted to let you guys know that, I've been through many, many different things, not just that one instance of being jumped and stuff, but, so that's, plus I have ADHD that, I quit taking the meds when I was back in, like, high school, so, I'm not perfect. But I have really studied into a lot of different things that I'm trying to bring you guys, and I think that everything that I'm trying to bring you ties into raising the consciousness level of this planet. Because once we start to learn all these things and how we were deceived in certain ways and the truth behind this, and there's so much digging out there to be done, and I have done a whole lot of it. And look through my playlist section one time. I see not not much traffic going on in my playlist section. But if you want to even just tap into a little bit of kind of what I know and where this is headed, go search through my different playlists. I mean, I got all kinds of stuff on there. Anyways, it's been a half hour, so hopefully somebody will be watching this to this point, and I didn't lose y'all like, 20 or shit, even 30 minutes ago. Maybe y'all even might not even lasted 15 seconds, but I'm hoping that, this is just kind of a connection so we can kind of feel where I'm coming from. Anyways, have a happy Easter. God bless.